you don't have to be in a situation where, because sometimes there's in the Bible, right? The cankerworm, the years that cankerworm are
And the caterpillars,
eating and caterpillars have eaten. When you're going to reap it, you're going to be like, man,
if you don't give up.
yeah. So don't give up. Just, keep pushing.
This is the Manspiration Show with Adewunmi.
It's such a pleasure to have an amazing man in the house today, Mr.
Pleasure.
Adewunmi Ademule.
It's my pleasure to be here. I feel honored also to be on this show.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. The whole purpose of the Manspiration Show is to inspire men of all ages, of all class,
Yeah.
especially godly men who want to consider God in their decisions, and also to just seek God's counsel, and also to inspire other men by the guests that will bring on this show.
Okay.
People who are doing well in their businesses, in their career, and you're one of such men. So you are our inspiration for today. So welcome, Mr. Ademule, to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I feel so honored to be here, first of all. My name is Adewunmi, once again, like you have mentioned. And before I go into details, let me just leave it at that. As we go along on the show, you get to know more about me.
Yeah. So, me, Adewunmi and I, we've been friends for quite some years now. And I think over like 7 years there.
Yeah, 7, 8 years.
7, 8 years.
Yeah.
So, and I'm so grateful to know this man. He's a man who has a lot of motivation when it comes to success, and it shows in how much progress is made since I've met him. So he's made it's a man I would describe as a successful man when it comes to technology. He works with one of the most popular companies in the world, and I see him growing. He's a family man. He's married. He's blessed with a handsome son.
Yeah.
And you see him really juggling between being a professional, an excellent one, and also being a dad. So how do you put all of this together to still make yourself very interesting? Obviously you are, because since I've known you, I've known a lot about you. So
to be honest with you, it's actually a lot when it comes to like juggling family and also like career. But I would say like the most important thing to know is in your journey, in life, putting God first for me is very critical. Like in everything I do, not just like let's forget about religion right now. Let's talk about faith. Putting God first has helped me in every areas of my life. But when it comes to like combining work and family, my family takes priority, because as a man,
should be.
if you fail in your family, I feel you fail in everything.
You fail everywhere.
Because I prioritize my family. I make sure I'm there for my son, and also, having conversations with my wife oftentimes is also very helpful. Like sometimes, if you don't engage, especially, you may feel like you're married, and that's it, but you really need to engage, which keeps you going. Like if your home is settled, I believe you're also gonna do well at work.
Yeah.
If your home is good, there's a lot of tendency that you're gonna be successful at work, because your mind is relaxed and you have a place to fall back on. Like when you're done with work, you need to fall back to somewhere.
And it's interesting you mentioned that. How would you describe your ability to actually maintain? I mean, personally, I don't believe you can maintain a balance between work and family, because you already said it. Family has to take the precedence. So now, but how do you make sure that family is well taken care of, and at the same time you are not lacking behind at work? How do you make sure you are excellent on both sides?
The most important thing is to seek God when it comes to like wisdom, because when it comes to wisdom and counsel, you need to seek God first to help you, direct your paths. That's also according to Jeremiah 29:11. For I know my plans for you,
Plans of good and not of evil.
So that's very important. Like you have to. For me, what I do is to surrender. Surrender to God. I there's this thing. There's this word I use. My secret is in my secret place. Like my secret place is where I call where I have a conversation with my maker, and it has really shown like my conversation has brought out so many results. Mine is to obey, surrender, and his own is to actually
God bless.
bless the work of my hands and also bring out the results. Mine is to obey and surrender. So in terms of like balancing family and work, I must say it's a lot of work on its own, because there are times where the family needs you and there are times where work
The work
needs
needs
you.
you at the same time.
So you must be able to balance both. When I say balance, when you need to take time off work,
Yeah.
you need to. That's
I know there's people who don't take time off. They just pile it up and pile it up, and you're wondering, these men have families. Some of them, I don't know the situation in their family, but
there's a place for rest,
Yeah.
even God,
God rested.
rested, right? So there's a place, you should have a place for rest in everything you do. Like family is very important. Work is obviously very important because you have to pay the bills. But even at that, you must be able to balance when, for example, like your kids needs you to be in their school for an event.
You have to.
You must be sure, you must be present, in the life of your kids, also in the life of your wife. Like there are some important days that are so important to you and your wife. We all know what I'm talking about. You must be, be there when she needs you. So
I think there are some opportunities that if we miss, it will be very difficult to gain it back.
Yeah.
For example, my daughter is 11, my oldest daughter,
Right.
and there was a day she has a presentation in school, and I was rushing to work, and I'm like, "Oh, Daddy, I wanted to be at this presentation." It was really challenging, but like if I miss it, I don't know when next she's going to have a presentation. I want to be there, so I put on my suit. I drove to her school, and I was there. She was excited, so I feel like, and of course, I had to move around my meeting that day and all.
Right.
I feel like if I miss that, it's difficult to regain. So now, for you, another thing I'm looking at, and I'm glad you mentioned that we have to first find our strength, in the place of prayer. Connecting with God, because the way I feel a lot of people think that their life is tied to their job, and if the job is not there, then it's over. And because of that, you see them giving everything to the job, and every other thing comes second, including their health. And this is really talking to men.
Especially in America also.
That way, especially in America, Your future is in the hands of God. We're not saying people should be laid back or not do. I mean, this is an excellent man. He is doing really well in his career. So there's no doubt that you're putting in your best. But in the case where you have some people who have that kind of mindset, what would you say to them?
Like we all know, I feel it's just about information, right? Because sometimes you surround yourself with people that gives you this orientation or misinformation. So, and if you run with that, I think it takes a lot of effort,
Especially in America.
When you get here, if you are misinformed, it takes God to actually, permit me to use the word, open your eyes, to the opportunities you've missed, or to retrace your steps. So I wouldn't say, don't do whatever you're doing in terms of like, but you must be diligent at your work. But the first thing is, putting God first is very important, because at the end of the day, we are not just here to make the money. We are also here to glorify God in whatever we do, to make an impact. Because you want to make the impact at the same time. You don't want to forget, because even at the end of the day, all the energy, all the strength you need, comes from, our creator, because you need to reference him in everything you do first, put him first. Then after that, you can do whatever you do, like, be diligent. You can make sure you are successful in whatever you do. It's also important. And success is also relative. To me, success to me is not about, hey, material things or achieving everything you want to achieve. Success to me is actually working in alignment with God's plan and purpose for my life. So,
Seeing it come.
yeah.
I mean, and that's the whole essence of our existence.
Yeah.
I believe God has placed us in different areas.
Yeah.
It could be business, it could be career, it could be community development, whatever it is. But everything still comes to one thing.
Yeah.
And just doing his purpose, what he wants us to do. Now, talking about success.
Yeah.
In America, a lot of immigrants, especially you're Nigerian, I'm Nigerian too.
Yeah.
People have said Nigerians are one of the most successful in America.
Yeah.
And I've gone to check
data. Yeah.
Yeah, I've gone to check. I think there's an element of truth to that,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to getting the necessary education and all of that.
Yeah.
So, but I met someone who told me when I came here that look, there are certain opportunities you would never get as an immigrant. And I'm like, because I was considering going into a certain profession.
Okay.
And I'm a cybersecurity engineer by training. And when I came, I wanted to, further my career. And the guy was like, hey, nobody will give you this type of job in the class. But guess what?
Yeah.
Because of the faith I have in God,
Mhm.
because of that passion, I just brush it aside. And the narrative is different for me. I know it's different for you as
Yep.
well. Did you? I just want to know what your experience was like when you were trying to settle in. What was it like?
I would say, man, it's make me a little bit nostalgic right now, because looking back when I got into this country, it was tough, I must say. And then thanks to people that I met, they actually advised. I would say, yeah, the right people, the right information, being present at different conferences that you. So the moment that changed my narrative, because coming to this country, I came in also to study like chemical engineering, and then after my first semester, I realized, you know what, I don't think this is for me in this America, because I attended a career fair and also coupled with some people that have walked through the same paths that I went to. Then they advised me, you know what, and also,
Is it because there's more money?
well, not really
in other
more,
fields?
it's like more opportunity
More
also for immigrants.
Yeah.
Chemical engineering is more like, you have to be a citizen. It takes long time, and I must say, it took me by the grace of God, it took me some diligence in because really I had to upskill. Number one,
Upskilling.
upskilling. I had to go for conferences, then also listen to mentorship. Also, I had some folks that they were here before me, so I was not misinformed. I think I just listened to them.
Yeah.
Did my own research, and I felt like, you know what, based on because I had experience also working from Nigeria, so I felt leveraging my experience from Nigeria is going to help me. So I had to actually transition back, into IT. Right now I'm in the cloud and security space, which is, what.
So, but would you say your success has a lot to do with the motivation you're already bringing from Nigeria, or does it have to really be about being a Nigerian? Or
It's not necessarily being in Nigeria. I think we should have this mind. For me, let me speak for myself. When I was coming here, I said to myself, I'm not here to just get this job. I'm here to fulfill my purpose.
yeah.
So, and during my quiet time, I realized I think I was almost missing my paths. I must be honest with you, because it was gonna be a long journey. But thank God I was able to God was able to direct me. It was quite short. It wasn't But to me, back to what you said, like, I don't think it has to be. It could be a non-Nigerian, it could be African, it could be American, and still, achieve whatever. Yeah, and still prosper.
So in the end, it's not about where you're coming
Background,
from.
yeah, no.
It's about what is motivating
Motivating you, and also your mindset.
where you find your strength.
Yeah.
And when God is involved too,
Yeah,
He directs you.
there's always a God factor, trust
Yeah.
in everything we do. So
Yeah.
yeah,
How would you say that when you get to a point where you think, because some people did exactly
yeah,
what we are
you
saying.
get the same
They
results.
pray, they think they met the right people, but it doesn't just work smoothly for them.
Yeah,
I met a guy who has been here a long time, and things didn't really seem to work really right for him. And he's putting in his own way, putting some effort. For people like that are in that kind of a situation, and just to let them know that there's still hope. What can we say to them?
like you said, I think we all have like different journeys, in life and also in America as an immigrant. We all have different journey. I know so many people like that also in that situation, but what works for someone not necessarily is gonna work for you. Some people we have, favor, in our lives works differently. Like sometimes it's not really
Favor work differently. I like
yeah.
that.
Then also I don't really sometimes it's not really by your own efforts. It's not really by what you've done. Sometimes we're actually reaping the labor of what some other people have actually,
Wow.
worked for, more like flying on others' wings. And like it could be your parents, it could be, your leader, I mean when I mean leader, like your pastor.
So they planted the seed.
Planted
and
the
you are
seed, that's-
just coming in.
Yeah, so that's why I said
Be a
favor
benefactor.
works. Yeah, like we really don't like the hard work, this hard work that we put in, it doesn't really it shows for some people. You see the hard work and you see the result. Some people, they really don't need to go through that hard work. Like
It's like we put in a little, they are reaping a lot.
they're reaping a lot. So it works differently for different people. So for people in that situation, I would still say, still keep trusting God. Our own is to trust God, and pray and trust Him. At some point, things is gonna change. Like I used to tell my some of my friends, I tell them like, you don't have to set yourself. You don't have to be in a situation where, because sometimes you may. There's in the Bible, right? The cankerworm, the years that cankerworm are
And the caterpillars.
eating and caterpillars have eaten. When you're gonna reap it, you're gonna be like, man,
If you don't give up.
yeah. So don't give up. Just keep pushing.
But what about the place of reinventing? So, because at that point,
that's a good factor,
like some people just
Something
think
different.
things have to be done in a certain way.
Yeah.
So, and I believe that some point you need to sit back and think if you can reinvent yourself.
Yeah.
I'm sure you didn't start in cybersecurity or cloud security or anything. So how did you? I know you mentioned at a point you went to a conference. Some people advise you. How were you able to just put aside some of your past experiences as a banker and having to switch completely to security? Yeah, because you look back and say, "Oh, I built so much experience." And now I have to just
So
mental adjustment. How did you do that?
I think mental adjustment one. Then for me, what I always say is more like no experience is actually wasted. There's a place where it all comes together. Like for me, I've been in IT for several years, and then you also have to be you also need to position yourself, especially in an organization. For me, I didn't switch into cybersecurity. Cybersecurity found its way to me because all like
that.
everything on my team, they needed someone to do the security related, and I'm like, yeah, I'll go for it. I'll do it. It's not out of
So
the box.
you found it by actually willing to serve.
Willing to serve. Be ready, like position. I don't say no. I'm that kind of person. Where I work, like I don't say no. Like if I don't know it, don't worry, I'll take it. Take my time to whatever it takes, I'm gonna deliver. That's, you need to be ready to take on more responsibility, much more than you can, think of right now, because you have to. Right now, things are keeps evolving, so you have to evolve also with technology, right? You don't have to say, yeah, this is what I'm. You don't have to be complacent. Like you don't have to be comfortable, because you don't want to be comfortable such that technology will evolve and you're still there, doing the same thing over and over.
Over and over
So
again. Being ready to
reinvent, yeah.
You'll be motivated.
Then also talk to people. Like
Mm.
there's someone out there that have done whatever you think you are interested in doing. Like, network.
They help you to cut down the time you will have spent discovering it by yourself.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much. That's inspiring. I hope you really enjoy talking to Mr. Adewunmi Ademule.
Yeah.
I'm so blessed to have you here today.
It's honored to be here. So, yeah.
I feel somebody that is listening to us actually picked something. So if you're at a point where you don't know what to do, I like that you emphasize the God factor.
Yeah.
Just finding your secret in the secret place.
Yeah.
Is that yeah? Finding your secret in the secret place.
Yeah.
Like we're godly men, and by the grace of God, we are successful men in our career.
Yeah.
And we want to pass the same to people who will be listening to us. So seek God and motivate, push yourself. Talk to the right people. Seek counsel. Look out for information that will help you. And as you put in the work, God is also faithful to bless the works of your hands. Yeah, that's what he said. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
It's been a pleasure. And then, like he has said, make sure you are not isolated. Try to network with people that can inspire you, people that can motivate you. You don't want to surround yourself with, people with limitation mindset. Associate yourself with people that you feel that are even doing better than you are, so they can motivate you to do much more.
Yeah. This is the Manspiration Show. Tune in at another time to get inspiration from men that are actually doing great in their career and in their business. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Feel great to be here.